How are you? What's going on? A little different setup, doing something different, that's all. It is still chilly outside. Uh, just doing my thing. That's all I can say. Other than that, it is Sunday afternoon, noontime, and I wish it was summer. Ugh, just to get out. I'm a fair weather guy, so I would, if it was like, say, even in the 60s, I would just get out and just enjoy this. I should say, not even enjoy. I like to prep, meaning just prepare for. There's leaves, there's sticks around the yard to pick up, there's rocks to move, get all the winter garbage that flew around and prepare and do what you got to do. And I don't know, do whatever. I just want to get out there, but it's got to be nice. I think it's like, let's see, I don't know. I think it's like 31, which is technically it's dry, and that's fine. But it's like, okay, it's nothing serious. I just wanted to get out there and see what was going on, or I'd like to, I should say. Uh, I have two. I'm home, hanging out. Um, I call it early retirement. I have had which I won't show you. I have had the heater on, going like that, trying not to use the regular heater because it's expensive and electricity sucks. I did try doing I have been running my full-size fridge off of my Jackery 2000 Explorer Pro. It's still running. It gave me a countdown of, I think, almost 17, 18 hours, which when I went to bed last night, I had to check on it one or two times just to make sure everything was fine. Running like a charm. I mean, this thing is awesome. Love it. And I'm just trying to run it all down because I have, electricity bill going up, 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 up. I have unplugged every single vampire sucking amperage or anything in the whole house. And I'm just saying, hey, see what's going on. You like my house? Thank you, Pat. So we're talking about how cheap I am. I have my kerosene heater going just to save on the heat and see what's going on. I have been running my full-size refrigerator for probably about 10 hours now, and it gave me a max of 17 or 18 hours for that. You like my hat? Thank you. Wow, a lot of people in here today. Jeez. Hi, how is everybody? Casa or Casa? Only two genders? Well, aren't you cute? Thank you very much. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Getting older, the pains keep coming. But I said, you're clicking on every single chick and guy and doing everything else. I started doing my live shows again. I said, just to see what's going on. I got nothing to do for an hour. Why not? But so we're just hanging out, me and you guys. I'm surprised there's so many people out doing that. Do it too. Thank you. cool. So, again, hi everybody. I technically, to show you how cheap I am, I run these things, okay? And obviously this is my couch. This is where I hang out. TV's behind you, cell phone, all that stuff. In case you didn't realize, just to save on electricity, okay, I run the Jackery small. Which one is this now? This is a 300 watt. 300 watt, and I'll just plug it in and recharge the cell phone as I'm scrolling and this and that. But I'm not using electricity when I need to charge it back up. I got a folding, I think it's a 100 watt panel in my window. I just hang it up there and I'll take care of everything all by myself. Hi everybody, hi Emma, Annie. No, I understand that, but the whole thing about this is a charge, but I'm recharging this at the solar panel, okay? And I have multiples of them, so I can interswap them. The thing that bugs me the most about the electricity bill is they hit you with, now I'm cheap, so my bill is maybe 60 bucks. Well, now it's 120 bucks, and that's what pisses me off, and it should piss everybody off. So, again, no kids, no wife. I live here alone. I can do whatever the hell I want. It's awesome. So when I want to be cheap and frugal, I double down, guys. I do what I got to do. And it's fun. It's like, I don't want to say it's like going camping, but it's not that bad. I'm not freezing. I'm not doing anything, you know. Now, see, that's fine. I don't watch my TV because I unplugged it because the vampire suckage from it. If I want to watch TV, let's put it this way. I have a 55-inch screen TV behind. It's right there, right underneath the dollar sign or $100 thing. But the vampire suckers. So if I want to watch TV, they got Tubi, they got Pluto, and I'm only watching TV. I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. So I don't mind that. I'll watch it on my phone. Wow, that's interesting. You have a face with no sense. Wow, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment, even if you didn't mean that. You know why? Because the shoulders are big and it just falls right off, baby. Not a big deal. Not really. I keep myself busy. See, I've lived alone in this house because I downsized. Probably going on 4 years now. It's not that bad. Really isn't. Things get a little messy, so you're like, okay, that's the project. I threw my jackets over there. I got to put those on, hang those up. I do when I want, how I want, who I want, why I want, anything. It's called total freedom. I used to be married. That's about it. But that was a long time ago, my 20s. God, I've been single for a long time, guys. Well, Annie, you know, I just tell people the way it is. Any single one of you people, which I am glad you're here just to say hi and see what's going on. But anybody wants to downplay or say bad things, I don't care. Dude, I am 50, good Lord, I'm 58 years old. Going on 59, I think, this year. Age becomes, whatever. I mean, I call it, I'm a Gen Xer. Okay, so if you look up Gen X, if anything else, we don't have a, fragile ego or anything like that. And I say, if I survived high school and into real life, there's nothing you people can say because it's words. All it is words. Of course, you want to be friendly and have everything else and just like, okay, I don't need to be liked. I would love to be liked. all that kind of stuff. But hey, would you like to have a wife and children though? In a perfect world, you know, I had two chances. I thought my girlfriend at the time, good Lord, we're going back. My girlfriend was named Rosie. And this is when we're like 18, 19. I thought I got her pregnant. And I was like, typical teenage kid going, okay, this is it. We got to sell the muscle car. We got to do this and do that. And great. I was ready for it, but that didn't happen. The ex-wife, I always said between both of us, if we have one kid, be great. But that didn't work out anyways. I hear women can't handle being lonely. I gotta say, it's not for everybody. I remember some of my relatives. Now, before this, I was taking care of my mom who had dementia for, Jesus, years. Because I was single, why live alone? Share a house with her, pay half the bills, everybody's happy. And that was great. But as she got worse and worse, one of my relatives says, oh, so you're going to live alone? And I said, yeah, not a big deal. I know no one said anything bad. I'm just spouting. You have to have wonderful, blessed day. Remember, Jesus loves you. You know, you don't see it here, but on my fridge and throughout the house, I got little plaques and pictures of Jesus and everything else. You know what I even have if you're a Jesus person, which I am. I'm just not totally into it. I believe, I talk to him at night, but I don't go to church. I'm not practicing. I have the old statues, the tall statues of, I think it's I don't know if it's St. Christopher or St. Peter. I really don't know all the saints. I got Mary, I got Jesus, all that stuff. And they're just handed down and I like them. Now, see, hold on, Zach. How heavily are you into preparedness? Any related books? You said the word heavenly. Are we talking read the Bible type thing, or are we talking AK-47s lining the, and shotguns and, getting my water and everything's ready to go type of preparedness? I mean, the second coming type stuff, whatever it happens, if it happens, great, I just say down to my last breath and that's it. And there's a whole big story. I don't know if you guys want to hear it. Thank you for the love. Good morning, everyone. That's a beautiful name. Okay. Good morning. Okay. So, I don't know. Like I said, being single, you get to pick and choose. Because trust me, if I was a spendthrift, I hear other people, and I switched all my lights over to solar sensor lights. Even inside, I have a thing called solar bond lights that have the little switch. I don't have it with me right now, but a little switch, turn it on. I have little solar panels running from out the side door or out the window on the roof line, okay, and it runs into my kitchen. So when I get up in the morning, I can set it on sensor, and we're talking getting up before 3 to 4 to 5 a.m. So they're on maybe a half hour, just not to use electricity. So this isn't a subject I thought about talking about, but still. My bathroom, same thing, and then back up, you have little dome lights, sensor lights. Do your business, go back to bed. Again, no electricity used. And I'm proud of it. I think, I am a bit of a prepper for my children and grandchildren. Plenty of guns and ammo. Hey, that's cool. Watch out for the kid things. Keep them locked up, or do whatever you got to do. I'll be honest with you. You got the couch. You got this little section right here. I got a gun in here. Call me crazy, whatever. Somebody breaks through the back, somebody breaks through the front. It's boom, it's ready to go. That's the beauty of living single with nothing around, because you can set your house. I can set my under this table, which you can't see. I can put a gun over here or something, even a pepper ball gun if you want to be a little safer. In my town, the only thing, Bill, that is affordable is electric. Really? Good for you. Now, just touching on electric again, I am very frugal. So I've had my bill down to $25 a month, and then they hit you with the charge. Now, the heater or the AC will bump it back up. But you got people next door and next door to me, $300, $400, $500, $600 bills. Oh, I just, you know, to me, I just feel it's a waste of money. And yeah, okay. Again, a lot of women don't like to be cold. I'm not saying I'm cold, but I got my heat to, I think it's 62. And I'm fine with that. Even though it's 30 outside, I'm good with that. Some places electric bills are crazy. You think that's really it? Paying for the data centers? You know, they have a product that I've been looking into. I just have to go out and buy it. I haven't had a chance. It's called porch solar or plug and play solar panels. You got to find out what the laws are, but still, it comes with solar panels, okay, that say you had a porch, set them up in the sun, it runs through a receiver or some other contraption thing, and then it runs, it does everything's regulated, so you can plug it right into your house, and it does everything beautifully. So you don't zap anybody on the poles. It's all programmed. You got to look it up. Plug and play solar. It's really interesting if you watch some videos. And again, for a guy like me who doesn't use a lot of electricity, that could cut out my electric bill, period. It depends on how big of a system you get and how much the solar panels, wattage wise. I was just looking up solar panels, and again, I wasn't really looking, because I got I think 100 foldable wattage ones. I got 2 of those outside, and I have 200-watt panels, 100 each, hardcore panels. And the hardcore panels, they're okay. There's such improvements. But anyways, I'm seeing them up to 450 watts per folding suitcase of a folding panel, which is huge. And again, plug it into one of these systems, and if you can do that, plug it into your house, and however you want to manipulate it. I also have a gas generator ready to go. It's in the side room, and it's mainly for my fridge, but like I said, I've had my power stations. Now the other one running the fridge right now is a 2,000-watt Jackery Pro, and it's awesome. I just haven't used it for that, and I don't need it because I got power, but it was a test. I was home, let's test it out. And I like to test things out and see what's going on. That's fine. And it's just, I keep checking on it every once in a while. My fridge is icy and cold, the light's on. Now we're getting down to, I think it's down to like 67%. And I started it at last night when I went to bed around 7 or 8, and it was at 100. And of course, I checked on it because the very first time I didn't want stuff in the freezer going bad. But I really did enjoy just having it and proving to myself and saying, okay, great. But I've even tried, do you ever order anything off of Temu? You think, yeah, the product looks like it's this big. When you get it, it's like this big. You got to watch that writing on there. but still, I don't know why the electric is so high. I'm assuming it's data centers, but other than that, I am just that guy who's not gonna sit and take it. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna go ahead and figure something out for me. The top, that's the best part of a muffin, I think. But still, um, I just say, like I said, I'll cut things down a little bit, but it was a lot of my first wave was just unplugging the TV and plugging things that I noticed. Then I heard about vampire suckage through the wires that of connected things. I got rid of not got rid of, I unplugged my laptop, my space heater just in case. A lot of little stuff all around the house. You kind of walk around the house going, okay, what's plugged in? Again, it's like a game. Being single, you can go off on I don't want to say a tirade, a mission. And you're just like, there's no one else here. As long as I don't freeze to death, I got food, I got a roof, bills are paid, gas in the car, cookies, gotta have cookies. And it's like, okay, no problem. You do what you gotta do. It's fun. It's entertainment for the lonely people, put it that way. Plus, I do my regular videos, you know. If you're interested, it's older and planning retirement. Phil Bono. And I'm even on YouTube, not YouTube, I'm on TikTok too. You can see me at Phil Bono 1967, TikTok. And I do shorts, I do all that stuff. Again, it's just entertainment. So being bored, I'm not bored. Let's see. Edward, 35 push-up champ. Good for you. Because of arthritis, I could probably do wall push-ups and kind of variation, but I haven't done a push-up in I don't know how long. Well, before I hurt my shoulder, rotary cuff damage. I gotta go easy with the weights. Other than that, this is my one downfall right here. If I had one vice, any kind of soda, I like soda, I'll have about 2 of these a day. I know how bad they are, but again, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do weed, don't do cocaine, nothing. This is it. Phil, you should do karaoke for your followers. I do. Not I don't want to say karaoke. I do I've invented characters, let's say. And if you go to TikTok or even my YouTube page, I have a rock star here with the glasses, and I'll do voiceovers and I'll sing songs and all that kind of crazy stuff. I have a Viking character with braids, and I got the horns and everything, and I do character voiceovers from skits and this and that. So everything's over there. I don't need karaoke. I'm doing my own thing, and I think it's fun. And I'll still get, literally, I get thousands of views, literally, on just reposted TikTok stuff. Because you think about it, I'm on TikTok. They have all the filters, extra filters that they don't have on YouTube. So I get to use all that, download it, and save the videos. And not too long ago, I started putting them on YouTube, and people love it over there too. In fact, they love it more than TikTok. So you get the little outlet of craziness, and I got my regular videos of serious stuff, which I like doing. It's mainly geared towards people my age, informational stuff, whatever's on this crazy mind. But other than that, I really appreciate I thought it would be dead today. Let's see, how many? We got 4 there, we got 8. So, I mean, even right before I went to bed, I was listening to, there's a buddy of mine on here called Genx Jacob. He talks a lot of AI stuff, but he seems like a cool dude, and you should try and watch him if you're interested in any of that stuff. Everything from robots, which I think is cool, and AI trucks, driverless cars, anything AI taking jobs and stuff. Gen X Jacob. I don't get a chance to give him a plug anymore, but he's a cool guy. Other than that, guys, we're just hanging out on a Sunday. Sunday, hanging out, enjoying life. I tell you the truth, I give props to some of the people who do live shows, and they got lights going across the back. They're all in all kinds of makeup. Some people really throw their everything into there. You got a guy my age is dancing and, like you said, karaoke. He's singing. You got other people. I like the one that I saw. I haven't seen it in a while. It's a person. I think it's a woman that throughout the whole thing she's sleeping in her bed. It's dim, and you got that creepy shadow waiting in the back with like beady eyes or something, and that's it. And that's like a thriller. No, nothing. It's just people have all these great ideas, and I say that's cool. Um, it's like everybody just wants to go live, which is fine. Phil, do you think you will take? Yes, I tell you the truth. I want to. There's a big but. I want to take. You don't know how long you're gonna live. Now, if I went by my history and my family history, and there's not much. There's some arthritis, a little bit of cancer, maybe I heard about. Nothing really serious. People live between 60 and 85, 90. So I think I'm in the middle. If I do a lot of herbs, I do a lot of stuff, not herb, but herbal products and natural products. So I'm doing okay there. But yes, 62, I will try. But there's a huge but. I'll take it, but I'm still working full time. So the thing is, if if you have to only work so much to get the benefit, that's the glitch. If I had work as much as possible, so there's a lot I have to learn about it. That's all. But yeah, I would absolutely take it at 62. I don't care. Why not? Because you never know. It might not be there by the time I'm 66 or 67 or whatever. That's the problem I look at. Do you have any Ludes or Ambien? No, I don't. Sorry. Ambien. Oh, again, natural products. There is a gummy I take for going to sleep. It's all natural. I don't have it prepared because I wasn't sure I was talking about this stuff. I've done other videos, and if you're looking on my YouTube stuff, there are videos about it. Look it up. But it's a little glass jar, plastic jar, and it has these gummies. I just take I bite it in half, and it doesn't put you out. But say you go to bed, take it, go to bed, and you're sitting watching your phone. Within a half hour, your eyelids start kind of drooping, and you're like, wow, I'm getting tired. And it's like, that's the signal. But this stuff works. I do forget the name, but again, it's in one of my videos. But I have no problem. Sometimes the brain races, doing YouTube. I have a notepad on my bed, and I got a pen. Because, hey, some of your best thinking is, there. So you cross over and you're like, okay, that's a great idea. That's a good idea for a video. So you do, I got it in the bathroom. I got one on the couch, obviously. They're all over the place. I got one in my office behind me. I got one at my desk, kitchen table, dollar, whatever. But yes, absolutely. I don't have any problems. Let's see. Corner Club, hello. Thank you for joining, everybody. Really am. You know, I have one of these. Sorry. It is a copper bracelet. It has the magnets in it. You're supposed to be able, I believe in everything. I've had this for years. And I'll put it over here. But it's fine. Put that on. See, that's it. My whole body's cured now. That's it. I can run a marathon. I am cured. I know it doesn't work that well, or I shouldn't say not that well. Doesn't work. Who knows? Because I haven't shot at everything. But other than that, guys, just hanging out, enjoying the day. How is everybody else's day? Are you waiting for summer, or you like winter? What's going on in YouTube land? Because me, I don't know. Oh, I will tell you something that I just wrote down. Being into my solar, did you know they have a solar air conditioner that it's a window unit, okay? And it runs off 50% a solar panel. It's from Air Spool, okay? I wrote that down because I want to look it up and see what that's all about. But I'm into stuff like that. Like I said, I got my kerosene heater, which you can't see right there. My house runs off of propane. It's just electricity. It's a combination. This is cheaper, okay? And I can run this all day and know the fumes aren't bad. Once you get used to them, not a big deal. It runs pretty clean. So this, I have 2 or 3 containers of kerosene, and I don't sleep with it, but the house stays warm, that's for sure. And just love it. I mean, because I've been home now for a little bit, I keep it in this room, and it wafts through the whole, I got a small ranch, so it's just a one-shot deal, and it just moves through the whole house. What do we got? Steven, how are you? Oh, here we go with the 80s. Gonna love this guy. 80s in my neighborhood, a 68 Roadrunner, 4-speed, $1,500 down the street. Another guy, 60. Oh, it was great. 1,500. Gas station. Revere Street had 1970. Oh, I remember. What was it? This was Arlington, back in the 80s. Hanging out. I was driving. My pinnacle was I know it wasn't a muscle car, but I've had those too. At the time, I was driving an '86 Monte Carlo SS, and I was dating this girl from Arlington, and we're heading towards Lexington, and just free, just kids. And all of a sudden, we hit down the street, and there's this '68 blown with the blower and the bug catcher and everything on the side of the road in someone's driveway. And we were like, I gotta pull over because we both love cars. And it was like, I felt stupid at one thing because we pulled over and here we are walking around this guy's yard looking at his beautiful car. And of course, someone comes out of the house and we were like, no problem, just saw it from the street and appreciate the car. And I asked the lady some questions and this and that. Awesome looking car. I'm pretty sure it was tubbed. Now, it didn't look like an actual drag race car. It looked like someone who had enough money, and they put the bug catcher, the blower, they cut the hood, tubbed it, obviously. I didn't really remember the inside. I'm assuming it was a 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever speed. But it was really interesting. It was a beautiful, beautiful car. But yeah, I myself, I've had Satellite. I've had a Grand Sport, Skylarks, many of those. Buick Skylark. Never had a Chevelle. I had a '69 Cutlass. I had a 75 Cutlass, which is very interesting. Um, Trying to think of all the other cars I've had. I've had so many. I've had Jeeps, new cars. Mainly, I did the Italian mafioso thing. So I had the town cars, I had the Fleetwoods, all that kind of stuff. Oh, back in '89, I just told the story in my last live. 1989, the first year with the solid color Formula 350 with the Corvette engine. I was the first one, white, down Revere Beach. That was me, absolutely. And I had the only, which was a big thing back then, doing the strip back and forth. In your own mind, back in the 80s, if you had a car nobody else had, you thought you were king. Absolutely. I had 1 year, and then the next following year, some girl bought one. I was like, yeah, but I had that for a whole year. It was a beautiful car. Probably not the best, but it was a really nice car. Good torque. Could have used some more power, but still good torque. But yeah, I had a kid that I knew in Malden. He was redoing a '69 Super B, and he wanted to sell it to me for $1,500. And I'm thinking, the car is huge. I mean, it's just big. It needed paint. That's all it needed. It was paint. And he was putting it all back together. He was putting the stripes on. He was putting it. What was it? Are they called vents or louvers on the sides and the hood? But other than that, he was putting it all together for me. And I said, yeah, I could. It was one of those things. I already got a car. No, it's not a Super B, and I never ended up buying it. But that was a nice car. We all have stories from that, Stephen. All those stories. Oh, baby. But if you were a guy in the 80s going down to Revere Beach, it was a car show. That's exactly what it was. I was one of the Italians sitting on the wall after I had my Kellys, of course. You know, you grab something to eat, walk across the street to Michael's Seaside near the end of the night, which is like a piano bar or something. Then you got Kelly's Cream and everything else. That was my second home. I loved that place. You know, you got cousins all over the place. You got new people walking around. Oh man, right on. The whole scenario. Definitely, if you were there, you know. If you were never there, you don't know. That's all there is to it. Now, I'm assuming for the guys like me that were going to Revere Beach every single night. It was summertime. It was like there was nothing else to do. And I had maybe 20 minutes from Medford to Revere. No, you're right, Stephen. It will never be the same. Well, truthfully, I'll tell you one thing, which is a little sad. If you've been down there, I don't know when the last time you were down there. I just did some metal detecting a couple of years ago. And I already knew about this, but you know all the angle parking? They got rid of it and made the walkway bigger. So now, instead of going this way, you only go this. You cut off all the parking. Which is probably they wanted to do that to get rid of the kids. I don't know. But I remember being 3 or 4 years old, seeing the amusements before they're ripped down. It was closed, but being down there, that was a treat. Because then, I don't know if they're still there. All the pictures that used to be around Kelly's, you could see and go, I remember that, I remember this. Because my parents and me and my sister used to always get down there. Great stuff. You're right. It'll never be the same. But, you know, Stephen, all I can say is we lived it. We enjoyed it. We have those memories, and no one can take those away from us. I do feel bad for the kids. Well, they never experienced it, So they'll never know what they missed. That's all I can say. You'll never know what they missed. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But for us guys and girls, what a time to be alive. That's all I can say. Oh, man, what a time. It was a blend of old and new. And now, on special occasions, like I was getting to, we went down to Hampton Beach, which was the next step up, but it was further away, to ride the strip and go. Wait, Hampton Beach, was that the one with the carnival? Or was that Salisbury Beach? I think it was Salisbury Beach that had all the carnivals. I'm not sure. I got an old girlfriend that lives down there. I should call her and see. But I can only imagine how that place has changed. Wow. That was awesome. Oh, the traffic though, getting in and out of there. I mean, the drive alone was probably about, well, as a kid, it's probably like a half hour. But as an adult, you drive slower, so it's probably an hour to get there. Um, but kid kid traffic, oh man, I'm telling you, it was crazy. You do you do one loop, and you get something to eat, and go, okay, let's go home, and that's it. It was just you get clogged up and you're stuck there. But I never went. Steven, do you remember? I think it's called or was called Wingasheet Beach. I'm trying to think of all the beaches that were further down in Lynn and Nahant and all those places. I used to go, but I forget their name. I used to go until they started charging for parking. And then it was like, forget that. Hey, I'm not gonna go down for you. Man. Oh, you're right, Steven. The good old days, we could talk about this crap all day long. Oh, man. I tell you guys, being a Gen Xer, there's a lot of history, a lot of stuff that just look at some of the videos. That's all I have to say. If you're wondering, guys that are millennials or anything like that, if you want to know what you missed, which you probably won't be able to get it because you can't relate, like all the amusements and stuff, and the streams and tunnels, and there used to be something down called Park League, and I think it was called Playstead Park in Medford, Mass. I used to go to, and it was 2 or 3 grades ahead of you. Those were the counselors, and you drive your bike down and you hang out. Winthrop Beach, yeah, that's cool. But you hang out with your bike and all your friends, and the place was awesome. There was like just cut right through the middle of it was this stream, and the grass was higher. And I guess over the years, the stream, little trickle stream, would cut through the ground. Of course, being kids, we want to jump over it with our bikes. Then at one whole side, there was this massive, I guess, storm drain, massive thing you could walk in. Of course, it's a dark tunnel-like thing. It must have attracted every single kid that was around there. You get a flashlight and you go in. You don't know what the hell. Scare yourself and run out. You don't get that stuff nowadays because they've covered everything up. They've blocked everything. I remember being down the Mystic Lakes with my Monte Carlo, and I think it was a year or two before they put up the guardrail. Me and my girlfriend, it wasn't thinking of the car. You could drive right up into the woods, in between trees, like right here. No one's gonna park around you, and no one's gonna see you because you had a black car at the time, and you could just watch everything. You can't experience that stuff nowadays. Everything is boarded up. Stay away. You can only drive here. You can only walk here. You can only fart here. It's like too many freaking rules. Oh, man, the freedom we had that we didn't realize we had. That's the truth. That really is the truth. And I remember being down Revere Beach, just hanging on the wall because I knew someone's coming by, and I knew just about, I felt like I knew everybody down there. Before I got my license, I would pedal to Chelsea to see my buddy's house in Winthrop Beach, Revere Beach. Oh, yeah. That must have been a good ride, but back then, you were probably used to it, so it was no big deal. What I used to like is, I forget the name of the point. You go past Kelly's all the way to the first little rotary where the rocks were at Revere Beach. And I'd hang out down there because it was quieter sometimes. Not as many people. It was interesting, something different. I don't even know if the rocks are still there or not. But I tell you, Stephen, every year I got it planned. I don't know when, probably close to my birthday, which is in August. And I am probably going to make the old trip down to Revere Beach just for me. And it's like, it's a treat, doing something for yourself. Bringing back the memories, open the sunroof, fight off the seagulls, and have some Kellys. Now, I personally plan to do that as long as I can, because that's something I really love. Until I can't do it anymore, or if I'm down there and the place has just changed or degraded so much that you say to yourself, okay, I'm done. I'm going to take my memories and that's it. Pick something else. But living up here in New Hampshire, there's plenty of places just to hang out and sit by streams and stuff, so it really is awesome. Hey, no problem. Was that you we were supposed to meet up last time at Revere? I forget. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Whatever. My trip down Revere Beach will probably be in August. And I'll just pick a nice, whether it's hot or whatever. Like I said, I like to get in, eat, enjoy, and get the hell out. So I want to get, to me, okay, I'll probably go, I think Kelly's opens at 10, between 10 and 11, I think. They'll have to check. So I like to find a space, early enough to find a space where there are spaces, because the lack of spaces sucks. So you got to get there early enough so at least you'll get a good space. And you can sit in the wall, whoever wants will do a meet and greet or whatever, have a good time, eat, enjoy, talk, reminisce, and go home. It's a good weekend. You can't beat that. Absolutely. But we'll talk. Don't worry. Other than that, man, there aren't enough places. I did want to go to an old-fashioned carnival. I haven't been there in a long time. Even, I know I'm not going to go on the rides because I won't go by myself. But, Steven, have you been or have you ever been to the Turkish Twist? Was it Canterbury Lake Park? I don't know if Canterbury Lake Park is still open. I thought I heard they closed it. Someone on here know that that's true? I'm not sure. I could have sworn I heard that news. But again, back to the memories. Who remembers Wheelam Park? Oh, man. I think they had the corkscrew or they had the loop or something. I remember going there. And what was the other one? Paragon Park. Last year that it was open, I happened to go because I only went once. I was with a bunch of high school kids, so we weren't interested in we were just walking around being seen. So we didn't go on any rides. I really wish I could have gone down and just did something else. But what it was I think now the way we went, you had to have, we took a boat ride to it, and you had to be at the pier to get the boat ride at a certain time, or you missed it. So that's what I do remember. I remember running for the friggin' boat. We're all kids going, hey, don't miss the boat. That's it. You're staying here. So that was important. But just all you guys the young guys that lock onto the old phone way too much, and you don't get out and live, you missed a lot. That's all I can say. You missed a lot. A lot of memories. But I guess everybody makes their own memories. I don't know. But let's see, what do we got? Holy crap. We've been on here live for 50 minutes. Man, talking just gets away from you. How's everybody's Sunday going? Oh, man, I'm telling you guys. Just reminiscing. I keep hearing that the subscriptions they'll be having in cars makes you say, I'm going to keep my car. Because I don't have any subscriptions. I have what I want in my car and everything else. It's like, I know you young guys are probably used to it, but we used to be able to work on our cars. People did their own brakes, they did their own tune-ups, they did everything. And I don't even know if you do tune-ups on cars anymore. It's just like, do whatever. But the subscriptions, the way cars are changing, I don't know. Oh, I got a story for you, Wade. Yes, I remember running through people's yards in the 70s. Were you ever on the walkie-talkies? Like the regular walkie-talkies people had in cars? I did that for a couple seasons. And I met up with this one kid, the kid of my girlfriend, a friend of my friend. And okay, pick him up. He's like, I gotta go see somebody. Okay, no problem. And all of a sudden, I'm waiting on a dark street. I happen to be hitting the brakes, okay? So I didn't realize my lights were on. Well, all of a sudden, he must have ripped down someone's antenna on the house. Because some nut comes running out of the house, and I'm looking in my back mirror, and my girlfriend's sitting right here, we're waiting for this kid. And this kid's got a baseball bat running down the street towards my car. And I'm thinking, oh, that doesn't look good. So I said, we'll have to come back and get him. I ripped out of there. It's like, friggin' people are crazy. But yeah, they ran around doing all kinds of nutty stuff. Yeah, you're right. Running through people's yards without fences, it was awesome. Manhunt. Now, I don't know. We used to play Ringalivio or Relivio or something like that. You had to go find somebody people hid. Is that the same thing as Manhunt? Because they probably had different names. That was a street thing. Let me see, how many kids were on our street? Well, back then, there was a lot of kids. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It had to be about 15 kids on our street. And I know not everybody went out, but it was like, we're bored. Wow, we had all kinds of stuff going on our street. Oh, great place in Medford. Great place to grow up. I don't think I could have asked anything else. It was so good, okay? Luckily we're on a private way, which is a circle. And legally, they would block off the road, and we would have like what they call like, I guess, I don't know, residents only day. And they'd have at the top of the circle, we'd have cookouts, we'd shoot off fireworks, all that kind of stuff with the whole street. Well, not all the whole street, but the majority of the street. And this is like people get together and have a good time and talk. And there was food, there was kids running around. When was the last time you saw anything like that? Maybe, do you remember, what is it, St. Anthony's Feast in the North End? I've only been there a couple times, but it was like that. Awesome. Do they even have that kind of stuff nowadays? Oh man. Anybody from the area in Medford. Is St. Anthony's Feast, if it's called something else now, I don't know. But boy, the smell. You get to a certain street and it's like the smells of the food. And I'm talking any feast, not just the Italians. Could have been the Greek, could have been anything else. But oh, the smells were intoxicating. Oh man, those, those are memories. I'm telling you guys. Oh baby, I think we had to take the train down because nobody had a car. Well, we had cars, but there was too many. It was like 20 of us. I remember going to some restaurant down there, guys from the gym, so we were probably older. Had to be 20s, late 20s, early 20s. We went down. I think we spent about, Jesus, I think the bill had to be some Italian restaurant. We had to spend $400. Might have been more, but I remember everybody left the waiter a $200 tip. I'll tell you, Stephen, those were the days. That's all I can say. And again, I would love to go back in time and go back, but obviously we don't have the technology or someone's hiding it from us, whatever. Anyways, realistic life, I would love to go if they did and just hang out and see. I don't have really anything to compare it to, but just good times. I don't even know, do they have the St. Anthony's Feast anymore? Because just the smells would want to take me back. You know, I remember, Stephen, on, I think it was called, do you remember this? When I was little, my father and I would go for seafood, the whole family. It was called Angie's Clams. I think it was either Winthrop or Revere, or I'm not sure. One of those streets way down there. It was a bit of a drive. Oh, yeah, no. All right. So if it was there, I'm talking early 70s, mid 70s, because I was a little kid. So Angie's Clams, we used to go get clams, and it was awesome. I didn't like clams. I always got a fish plate, but my whole family did. And it was just one of those family get-togethers that I remember. You know, we had the old Delta 88, and we got down there. Yeah, oh man. If you really remember it, oh, great, great. I'm assuming it's not there. I don't know. It's funny. When I get down to Revere, I take the Parkway to go one way, okay? And then I take the side streets to go another way because I pass by old girlfriends' houses. I pass by old buddies' houses and stuff. You know, I won't go down, but I'll just kind of reminisce as I'm driving back. So I do a big loop, and it's just awesome. It's just a total reminiscing day. It's my day. I get to enjoy it, and it's like, to me, that's what living life is all about, enjoying yourself. But yeah, there had to be other. Oh, do you remember this? I don't know the name of the place, but if you were from Revere at all as a little kid and you were Italian, there were pastry places that we from Medford, went all the way down to Revere, and my mother knew them all. Holidays, you walk in and it was just, the food. Being Italian, you're always around food, but it was like, oh man. Yes, was it near Lynn? See, again, I was young. I was in the back seat, so I have no idea. I just remember, I remember something about a rotary, and it was right off a rotary, and it was one of those little restaurants, and it smelled good, and I knew we were going to have something tasty. That was it. But boy, the pastry places down there, I'm talking the authentic. Italian or whatever pastry places were down there back then. That's what I miss, because we got down there and back then we spent 30, $40, which was a lot back then, because you know, you go down there and no Rotary. Again, maybe I was thinking of some massive Rotary, and then you went straight down uh, like a main, not a, it was like a main stretch. It was almost like the Linfells Parkway. It was similar to that, but there were stores on each side. I don't know for how long, again, I was small, but I remember it being off of something like that. But I could be wrong. But again, being Italian, growing up in that type of family, we went down to the Rotary, the pastry places, because the whole family's coming over to your house. It was probably like the day before, or, well, we would go that morning, like Easter morning or something. We get down there, which is crazy because the place was jammed. But that was all part of tradition, guys. Ugh. If you know, you know. If you grew up that way, it was like stamped. Everybody did the same thing. Then there was another place in Cambridge that my mother found. Caradona's, I think, was in Medford. I can rattle off them. I forget the other names. Bunch of nice places that just disappeared. You know, everything changes. It's a shame. Lynn Marsh, maybe that was it. I don't know. Yeah, no. I tell you, every time I go to Revere, you know, you get to. All right, I'm gonna blast from the past coming here, Stephen. When I get on Revere Beach Parkway, you get to where you can see the water. There used to be an old Corvette place on the left before you got to got to the airport. You take that right over the bridge. There used to be a Corvette place. I don't know if it's still there. That's my trip, and it was awesome. Just everything, you know, all the stores and everything. It was great. Again, if you lived it, you lived it. If you didn't, you didn't. Oh man! But I tell you, I should have lived in Revere. I was there so often. I had cousins there, but it was a thing. I worked in Medford, lived in Medford, and I remember every single Friday night in good weather. We didn't even call. It was weird. We didn't even call each other because nobody had phones. It was like from the last meetup. Well, if you found somebody in the street in Medford, you know, yeah, that was an interesting place. But if you found somebody, like say you were at a gas station and you bumped into one of your friends, right away you went, "What are we doing Friday night?" Okay, and you just kind of like, okay, I'll call so and so lives near me. I'll tell so and so and so and so, and we just said, be there at 7 or be there at 6 or we're meeting here, and that was it. That's the way we did it. I remember being on the Parkway right around, I think it was Medford Street in Malden. I was on the Parkway though, and I remember driving by, and two of my friends were at gas stations, but they met on the island, the strip in the middle. And I remember going by, going, "Hey," you know. It was just cool, good. It was weird, but cool at the same time when you lived in a certain town. And I remember one of my girlfriends at the time that lived in Arlington, when I was from Medford, she goes, "You know everybody." And I go, "Well, I grew up here. I know the guys at the gas station. I know the girls at the other gas station. I know the people at the police station. When you grow up here, it's like you can't keep your hand down. Hey, oh, hey, beep, what's going on? Go." You were like the friggin' mayor. You know, it was one of those people. But what was weird, I'll tell you this, Stephen, the wildest thing that ever blew my mind. I was working at the gas station in Medford Square, across from the police station, okay? and a kid, I think a grade below me or two below me, pulled up, and it was almost like he was stalking me, but I didn't take it that way, but it was weird because he named every single car I've had. He goes, Phil Bono? I go, yeah, how you doing? I didn't know who he was. He goes, I remember this car, I remember that car. He starts rattling them off. For the first time in my life, I went, wow, somebody's paying attention to my life that close. That was one of those moments in life that was like, holy crap, really? Oh my God. That was a shocker. It really was. Because, yeah, that was nuts to me. I mean, I got the gas station job just to meet girls. That was the only reason why I got it. Instead of sitting home, you get to bring, at that time I had a white town car with the carriage top. That's why I got it. You park your car, in between when it got slow and the boss went home, you got to wash your car. And you go get gas and you do whatever, you go grab something to eat. It was like work and play at the same time. Good stuff. Oh man, the good stuff. I'm telling you, man. The 80s were something else. Medford was something else. Oh man, I'm telling you. All right, guys, it is, holy crap, long time. All right, thank you guys for being around. I'm going to try to do this again next Sunday at noon. We'll see what's going on. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Steven, for sharing those memories. Anybody else that's on here, again, my YouTube and everything else, okay? TikTok videos, everything's there. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.